Hello everyone, happy new year and welcome back to my channel. I have no big projects going on right now. I don't have anything going in sewing, in knitting, in drawing, so I thought it would be the perfect time to do some stash busting. I am not usually the person to collect a lot of things to start projects that I won't immediately finish, or just that I don't have a plan of finishing, but I do always end up with like little leftover bits here and there from projects that I finish and maybe bought one ball of yarn too many, or I do have the tendency to buy too much fabric and stuff because I really don't want to run out. But yeah, so I thought it would be a good idea to go through all of the leftovers that I have in all my hobbies and see what I can do with them. So that's why I'm sitting here in this corner of my home, right by my bookshelves. But this is also where I keep all of my yarn. So I don't have too big of a stash. I have one of these baskets and then some more yarn in here. And I do have some other hand spun yarn in a cupboard somewhere else, but I should probably look at that, but not right now. So let's get started on my yarn stash. I do still have a sweater quantity amount of yarn for a cardigan that I'm going to gift knit for my sister-in-law. It's the Amélie cardigan by Mochi Knits, if I'm correct. And I'm going to make it in the Drobs Kids Silk. The pattern only just came back online. I would have made it last year, but I wasn't able to. So that's the only sweaters quantity of yarn that I have left. And that's the bulk of this basket, to be honest. What else is in here? I have some heavy merino knitting for Olive left over from my sweater number 20 that I made and I filmed as well. I also have a bit of the mohair left for this project. I already used up almost an entire ball, I think, knitting a romper for my friend's baby. I already knit 2 of those, so I won't be making a third, I think, except if she asks for it. So I still have like less than 1 ball of yarn left. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet. We'll see. I still have the Knitting for Olive normal merino here as well, in the colour Claret. I was going to make a summer top out of this. I still think I am. I'm just deciding on the pattern. I think I wanted to make, is it a camisole? I don't know. One of the tops that I already made in the past, but I'm doubting whether I want it in this colour because on the camera it doesn't look that bad. It looks quite deep, but in person it looks just a bit washed out. So I'm not entirely sure if I might want to knit a pattern with a bit more detail and like cables or something. So undecided about this, but it is going to be a summer top, so that has a plan. What else do I have in here? I still have some leftover Drops Air from my recent knit. That's not a lot anymore. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with this. I was thinking I could make a matching hat, but in all honesty, I'm not going to wear that. So I'm going to see if maybe one of my friends wants a hat in that pattern, in the stripes. Because I still have like, I think that's enough, right? I actually did return 4 balls of this back to the web shop that I bought it on because I just bought way too much. I don't know how that happened, but I'm glad they have a good return service. It's being returned right now, so I'll be getting some money back from that at least, and they can resell the yarn. I think other than that there's nothing in here anymore, so that is not too bad. Yeah, so this is actually just all projects that I know what to do with, except for the heavy merino. I might put that in the bigger basket just to be safe that I don't forget it. Now in my bigger basket I mostly have merino and mohair, I think, if I remember correctly. So I have a ton of leftover mohair from past projects. I always end up having too many balls of yarn. I have soft silk mohair from Knitting for Olive. I think this is the Drops cream. I made a sweater this year, my wedding sweater actually. I need to untangle So yeah, those are 4 balls already. I could definitely do something with that. And then I have some more Drops Kid Silk. This is actually from a sweater I made, which is more of a summer sweater. I haven't worn that much. I did wear it to my best friend's wedding, her legal wedding, where we had to sign the papers because I was one of her witnesses. But I also once bought, I can't remember why, but I kept this one. I bought the wrong colour because these are 2 different colours. I can't remember why I didn't send it back. But anyway, I have a full ball of yarn of that purple as well, which both very pretty colours. I still have Tin Silk Mohair by Sadness Garn, 1.5 balls actually from making this vest left over. And then, yeah, I think I also still have some of the Double Sunday, but barely any. I actually got this leftover bit from my best friend to knit the Moby sweater for her baby. So that's all I have left over for that. That's not a lot. I might actually just give that back to her. Maybe she can actually still use it for something. What else do I have? I have some grey, also Drops mohair. Yeah, this is the combination I used for another sweater I made, a cable sweater. I can't remember the exact name in the pattern, but I really love wearing that. But yeah, these are the leftovers again that I haven't used up. So still have to decide what to do with that. I have looked up a few mohair patterns because it's a big collection still. Mohair patterns online, on Ravelry. I've seen a few scrunchy patterns and I do think that's a good idea. The only thing I'm doubting is whether I'll enjoy wearing a scrunchie made of mohair. I'm not entirely sure of that yet. So I'll have to see if I enjoy that. But those are definitely options, otherwise I'll make them for friends. I was thinking of maybe making a sweater or something. Not a sweater, what am I saying? Mittens or a hat or something. Not entirely sure. I even saw someone make lamp shades, which I find such a cool idea. The only issue is I don't have a lamp to hang them on, I think. I don't know. I'll see where I go. I'll definitely start with the scrunchies and then decide later on if I still want to make something else out of it. What else is in here? I made the Ophelia blouse in the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and I still have a whole ball of that left and a bit of a leftover, and I'm not sure what to make of this. I thought I might make like a head scarf or something. I did make the daisy chain kerchief. I don't know, I'll put the pattern up on the screen. I thought it was in here, but I can't find it. I might make a black one out of that, but I honestly don't know how much wear I would get out of it, so I'm not entirely sure yet. It's just such an annoying quantity that I don't know what to do. I might as well make like a very, very small top out of it, like very basic stockinette. I might be able to do that. We'll see. What else? I still have some normal merino from Knitting for Olive in the colour brown Nuga. 1.5 balls of yarn. I already made another romper, like I said, the same one as that I used the heavy merino for, but in 2 different sizes. I am actually doing something with this yarn. It's the Katia, I can't think of the name again. I want to say Super Soft, but that's not it. I think it's the Baby Merino. I used this in combination with a mohair to knit my Clematis cardigan. I really like this yarn actually. I had 1.5 balls of yarn, I think, left of this, and I'm actually making the knitted helmet by Imogen Rose Denton right now. It's on my needles. I thought it would be handy for winter. It's honestly, there's a snowstorm going on outside right now. I don't know how much wear I'll get out of it, but I've always wanted to make it. I actually bought that pattern years and years ago, thinking I would make it for a friend. Never did. And then I just stumbled upon it and I thought this is actually a good thing to have. So might as well make it. So yeah, I'm working on that right now. I think I should have just enough yarn to get that done. I'm actually going to toss that over to where I'm working on it. There we go. 2 balls of yarn that I have not even touched yet and a little bit left over is the Drops to Ball. I think the colour is just, yeah, it's just black, but it's 8903. I use this for a sweater. I love the sweater, I really do. I don't like the yarn because it just pills so much. It's so soft. It's like, it's just the pilling that's really annoying. I don't know what to make with this quantity. I could just knit maybe like mittens or a hat for my husband, and maybe I could actually combine that with a grey merino. That could actually look good. I could actually do that. I think that would make a really pretty hat. I'm getting inspired. That's good. I could combine those. Yep, that's a good idea, I think. So yeah, but then I'll still have some left over. I'm not entirely sure. I think with all of the tiny amounts that I have left, I might actually start knitting the mini sweater ornaments that I included in my what I wanted to make in winter. I did want to do that for hanging on a Christmas tree on a garland or something, but I didn't get to it. So I might as well try and get started on it now so that I just collect the mini sweaters so that by the end of year, by Christmas 2026, I guess I have a few, I don't know, just to use up the stash. So yeah, I'll make probably a hat out of that for my husband. I still have bits of leftover. I think this is Drops. I think this is the Drops Peru from making the tarot card sweater. I used these as for my colour work. I had the purple base, which I absolutely used up completely. I had to snip off bits in the sweater that I had left hanging to finish the sweater in the end. So that was such a game of yarn chicken. But I do still have a ton of these 2 left over. Again, no idea what to do with it. The cream I might still be able to use again for, I'm gonna make so many hats if I keep on saying that, but I could make it with a mohair held together. But then again, I'm already making a white knitted helmet, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Yeah, not sure. Maybe just mini sweater ornaments. And other than that, I only have some of the first yarn that I ever spun myself, and it is the most bulky yarn ever and totally uneven. Yeah, I do love the colour, I just have no idea. I might actually just weave something with this. I have at least 2 balls of this yarn that I spun. It is so soft. I have no idea even where I got it in the first place, but I don't think I can do any. It's not enough to make a hat. It's not enough. Oh, it might be enough to make a hat actually. But again, what do I do with 10,000 hats? Not sure. So yeah, that's still question mark as well. But that is just about everything that is worth mentioning in here. Again, like I said, I do still have some hand spun yarn in the other cupboard over there, but I think I'll make a whole episode of what I'll make from my hand spun yarn, because I am finishing up another fleece as well, and it might all just tie in together. So yeah, I am probably gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna keep knitting on my knitted helmet pattern, and I think in this video I will attempt to make a scrunchie as well, just to see if I enjoy the texture and the feel of it, and then go on from there and see where I get. I hope you can see how much it is snowing outside. It's actually not snowing that much anymore, but the wind is really bad still, and yeah, it's so cold and cozy though. This is where I am with the knitted helmet by Imogen Rose Denton. Like I said, I'm using the Katya Baby Merino. I'm gonna keep guessing until I get it right. Yarn, and this is where I am. Actually really far already. I did all of the ribbing. I'm working on the, I think it's the back and the sides, and then I'm gonna have to finish up the top of the head. I think this is if I'm correct. It's supposed to go, oh, it's such a mess with all of my cables. So yeah, if I'm right, that goes like behind your head. And this goes up, so it's almost to the top of my head. And then, yeah, I still have to knit the ribbing around it afterwards. I think I have like 8 rows to go until I can split off another piece to finish the top. But it's going well, it's really soft. I have been working on this all week. It's definitely not a fast knit just because of how thin the yarn is. But it's a really easy, brainless project really. Nothing too difficult so far. The instructions are pretty clear. I do have to say I wasn't really having an easy time visualizing how it would be constructed from the pattern instructions, but now that I'm working it, it actually is pretty clear. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get at least a bit more finished. I want to knit those 8 rows and then see where I have to split off to continue. But I think I could probably finish this week. I still have this much left of the first ball of yarn, and then I have pretty much a whole one. So I am probably not going to finish it entirely. I mean, this ball of yarn, I will definitely have enough to finish the project. So again, I will have a bit of leftovers, but it will be a lot better than before. Yeah. After knitting for quite a while, I decided to switch gears and have a look at my fabric stash. I didn't film that here because I really have to tidy it up before I can show you what I have, and I'll have a better grasp on everything in my collection, which will be a lot more clear to film then. But I did quite quickly find this fabric, and my plan had always been to make a dish drying mat for in our kitchen. I already made one of these in the past, actually with fabric I bought at the same time as I bought this piece of fabric, but I never got round to finishing it or even starting on the second one. And it would be really handy to have a second one. So I kind of used leftover batting to put in between the fabric, and then I kind of quilted it together and created a binding to go along with it. I did definitely just freehand all of this. I didn't measure anything out even. I just looked at the fabric that I had, decided on the width and the height of the mat, and then the same with the quilting. I just used the width of my hand to see where I wanted the quilting lines to be. And they're definitely not straight, but honestly I wasn't bothered. It's a purely functional piece. and I finished it, the drying pad. I mean, it just looks pretty basic. I did attach like a tiny loop here, oops, just so I can hang it up to dry. The binding definitely did not have to be this big, but honestly I don't mind. It's just a drying pad for dishes. It doesn't have to be amazingly pretty, and the pattern is busy enough that anything that I did wrong kind of goes away in the pattern anyway. Like, I very much know that my quilting lines are very much not straight, or not completely straight anyway, but it honestly really does not matter. I'm just happy to have made something practical out of fabric that I still had lying around. So yeah, successfully used one fabric in my stash for something useful. I do still have a really silly amount left. Yeah, what is this even? Maybe like 20 centimeter strip of fabric. I was just thinking, I guess I could use a pot, I could make a pot holder. 2 pot holders is what I'm thinking right now, as like, if I'm thinking kitchen theme. Yeah, I guess I could still make that, but otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. But yeah, it's not the worst. It's a teeny tiny piece of fabric that I now have left. So mission successful. It has been raining all day and it's so miserable out. I just want a cozy afternoon knitting, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I thought I'd give you an update on where I got with the scrunchie. I cast this on yesterday evening. I didn't film anything because I wasn't feeling up to it, but I already got pretty far. I am just knitting in the round to start, and then I'm going to insert an elastic halfway through and then probably knit it shut along with the cast on edge. I am loving the colour combination. I'm actually using the 2 purple drop silk, kid silk that I still had, and the Knitting for Olive in the dark red colour, and it's just created this absolutely lovely purple that I kind of want a sweater in now. I just love how this is turning out. I have wanted a purple sweater for quite a while, and I actually might now make one this year because yeah, I really love these colours. I'm probably not going to make it completely out of mohair. I'm not sure yet, we'll see, but that's all I have as an update on this scrunchie. It's literally just a round of stockinette stitch. I was a bit scared I had cast on too many stitches and then it might be a bit too much, but if I scrunch it up to like the size of the elastic that I have, I think it's gonna look fine if I then fold it in. I actually think it's long enough already for me to do so and finish this up, so I'm definitely going to do that then and show you how it turns out. So yeah, I think it's going to be cute. I am just in love with the colour, so that's a success. As you can see, if I cast off now, again I have a lot left over. I can make a second one. I probably maybe not a third with just this left, but then I can continue on just with these 2 and maybe add in another mohair colour that I have. I think I'm just going to continue doing this, and then maybe I'm not going to need that many scrunchies, but I'll keep the ones that I like and then maybe just give my friends some if they want some. Yeah, we'll see. Also, a quick update on the helmet, the knitted helmet. I did finish it. It's completely finished. I still have to block it. I'm happy with it. I don't know if I like the way I seamed it here at the front. It's very visible, but my thinking was that if it's tight, I don't want it to be uncomfortable at my neck, so I didn't want it bulky on the inside. And I don't know if I mind that you can see the stripe in the front. I'm not sure yet, but it actually fits perfectly. I'll put it on in a sec. It was pretty easy in the end to finish. I was a lot further along than I thought I was when I last updated you, because I ended up finishing it the same night. I think that was not yesterday night, but the night before that. I actually just had to do the ribbing, and that was only a few rows. So yeah, I'll quickly put it on. It does make me look bald. But yeah, it's not the best to show you it with a turtleneck on, of course, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I think I don't mind the seam here. It's very comfy. It's just the perfect size, honestly. But yeah, I do still have to block it to finish it off. It's just cozy, to be honest. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll probably just wear it on my walks, and I can just put it down like that, and then your neck is still protected. It's actually pretty lovely for this winter weather. There we go. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I think in the end, I spent more time finishing up this scrunchie than I did knitting the whole thing. Just knitting or casting it off in the way that it was knitted to the cast on edge. It took so long for some reason, and it looked so clumsy when I looked back at the footage, but I am very happy with the result and how it's looking. It just took so much longer than actually knitting the stockinette, but I did enjoy the process in the end, so I will be making some more of these. On another note, the other stash busting that I really wanted to do was my sketchbooks. I'm happy to note that I have less stocked away than I thought I did, but I do still have 6 unfinished sketchbooks, and then my main sketchbook as well still, that I would like to fill up as soon as possible, I guess, or just as consistently as possible, because honestly, I don't want to have a single empty sketchbook lying around anymore. I want to be able to go to an art store and just buy what I want to buy without knowing I still have stuff at home to fill. So also just to get back into drawing a bit, which was one of my main goals of even just making this channel, I want to fill up these sketchbooks to create a consistent routine. Yeah, and I've started already. This is one of the first ones. It's just a small, it was a very cheap sketchbook. It's only 80 sheets. It's 120 grams paper. Yeah, and I think I've done like the first 20 pages over the past 3 years maybe. So there's a wild variety of things in here. I'm just gonna keep making a drawing every day. It's probably just going to be really small things. My goal is definitely not to make anything perfect or even do, like, I don't have a goal of like what I want to draw and how I want to draw it. It's just drawing. So I have, for instance, made a small sketch of the wall that I just wound up, and it's actually lying here behind me, that I finished spinning 2 days ago. So for instance, stuff like that, if I'm just sitting on the sofa at night watching the television, I can sketch. So that's the point. I have this one here by the sofa. So that's that one's goal. Otherwise, I still have 2 smaller, this is a Moleskine, I think. And this is like the tiniest trotter thing. And it's already half full. That's the thing, I've started most of these, just haven't finished them. I think I took this one to America with me when I was on the trip this summer. Yeah, so this one's over half way full. I don't think it will take long if I sketch every day. I just have to get back into the habit of doing that. So the small ones are going to be pretty easy. And then I still have a few bigger ones. So this one's just this really old school dummy. I used to use it apparently to note down recipes, but it's just, I'm not using it at all. So either I should sketch in it or just get rid of it. I'm not entirely sure yet what I want to do. And these two I have not touched at all. So this one was actually a birthday present years and years and years ago, and it's actually really good quality, so I never started drawing in it because I wanted to take it seriously, which I think is the pitfall of many artists. I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. But I figured it would be a good one to actually start planning our garden in. I really want to make a bit of a like kitchen garden, veggie garden. I planted a ton of flower bulbs. I'm looking outside to the garden there. I planted so many, like hundreds and hundreds of flower bulbs already. I'm planning on planting lots of veggies. I want to do fruit as well if possible. We already have an apple tree in the back. Yeah, I really want to make a good plan of the garden, and a part of it was also drawing out what I want to plant and learning a bit more about gardening in general, and plants and what they look like and being able to recognize plants. So I thought I might as well use this sketchbook for that. And I think it's a good way to start using the proper one because it's memories I'm also just gonna want to keep, and track back what the garden looked like over the next year of the different seasons. So that's my goal for this one. It's definitely a long-term project, so the small sketchbooks are very short-term. That's a very long-term one, and this one, my last sketchbook, is just, yeah, I think my mother-in-law got it from a museum somewhere for me. It's a really nice one as well. I think I want to use this to draw portraits. It's kind of fitting, like with a portrait in the front. So I think I might just use this one to practice portraits. It's not the longest one, but I want to take my time and fill this with beautiful sketches. So yeah, a lot of different sketchbooks for a lot of different reasons, different goals. I'm just gonna get going and try and sketch a bit every day and see where we get to. To kind of kickstart this goal in a proper way, I decided I wanted to finish up the small sketchbook that I had already, just to get into the practice the right way of sketching every day and making it something of a habit. I ended up spending the rest of the week sketching almost every day, I think, usually in the evenings while watching television, or in the mornings when I was having my morning coffee and just sketching my surroundings. But I actually really enjoyed doing this. It was a lot of fun to just get into it with a really low bar assignment that I gave myself. is just about a week after I started filming this stash busting episode, and I'm really happy with where I got to. So I thought I'd finish it up here and look into making more of these episodes in the future, just to keep up with my stash busting, because I enjoyed it a lot. So this morning I actually finished sketching in my first small sketchbook, the shortest one of all of the ones that I have, but I'm very, very happy with finishing this, just because it's a good way to start. I actually got into it quite quickly once I got started, because I just really enjoy sketching, not thinking much about it. It's just a very calming hobby. So I definitely enjoy doing this, and I'm just gonna try and keep up the practice of sketching small things every day, and yeah, letting that be a new habit to take on in the new year. Other than that, I'm extremely happy with finishing my knitted helmet. I've worn it so much already. It's actually been pretty miserable outside the last few days. We've had a ton of snow. It was absolutely freezing outside. So I've already worn it a ton, and I'm very, very happy with how warm it's kept my head and my ears. So that's a very big success, and I'll be using it a lot more, I think, still this winter. The scrunchie is a big success too. I actually really like it. I love the colour combo. I love how it feels. It's not annoying in my hair at all. I don't know why I expected that. It's not frizzing up my hair at all when I use it either, so I think I'll definitely be making more of those. And I'm very happy with finally having another dish drying mat in the kitchen as well. I realise it's all very productive things that I've made. That definitely won't always be the case, but I do want the most of the things that I make with my yarn stash and my fabric stash and everything else just to be a bit functional. I don't want to make things that I won't be using. That doesn't mean they can't be pretty and fun to do either. Like, it's going to be all of those things, hopefully. But I think it's a good practice to keep things functional as well. So yeah, I am definitely going to continue doing this, and probably in between bigger projects, because I do have a few bigger ideas coming up. I want to knit a sweater out of my hand-spun yarn that I just finished. I'm doing gift knits still. I'm gonna knit another sweater for my husband. So I do have a few bigger plans still coming, but then I can just switch it off with, yeah, smaller things with stash busting. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.